Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm doing a spoiler-free review of Puppet by Pauline C. Harris. So Pauline contacted me to review her book and I said I would, and she is a booktuber here on YouTube, so I'll leave a link to her channel down below. But essentially her book is a retelling of Pinocchio, and it follows a young girl named Penelope as she is turned into a living marionette. Now, a living marionette is a fully human person with robot-like capabilities, so super speed and strength. She's adopted, and the person who adopts her is a scientist named Jed, who adopts her on the condition that she undergoes scientific experiments to turn into this living marionette. She agrees because she wanted to be adopted. So Jed successfully turns her into a living marionette, and the government finds out, and they sort of say, like, you need to figure out something because she's not trustworthy. And Jed gives her the ability to not tell lies, so she only can tell the truth. And then the story sort of takes off from there. I really like this book. It was a really fun retelling of Pinocchio, and I haven't read many retellings of fairy tales, but I did enjoy this one, and I would recommend it for fans of Cinder. If you like Cinder, you will definitely like Puppet. I really enjoyed the idea and concept driving behind this book. It was so unique and fun, and it's like a completely different take on Pinocchio. You can see the threads of the original Pinocchio story throughout it, but with its own complete unique twist. I love the characters. They were well developed, and they felt real. The one thing is that there is sort of insta-love in this story, simply because the relationship between the main character and the love interest isn't shown. There is like history, like she talks that she's been living with this family for months, and she's known this guy for months, but you don't see any of their relationship build up, so it kind of felt like insta-love, but it wasn't really. The writing style impressed me the most because I really thought it flowed nicely with the story, and the writing style matched the tone and pace of it as well, so I was very happy with that. It wasn't super simple, but it wasn't very complex and hard to understand. It was a nice medium, and I really appreciated that. The only thing that really bugged me about this book, and why I gave it between a 3.5 and 3.75, is the lack of world building. Now, this is a book that needed world building to really ground what was happening in the story, because the author sort of glances over how she's turned into a living marionette, and it would have been nice to have a little bit more detail on that, and some world building around what's going on with other science experiments, if anyone else is doing it, because it is an impressive feat. The other scientists in the book are very impressed, but that's about it we get for world building. There's mention of a government that's very unforgiving, that took power, and you don't have any information about it. It just feels like the world around is very shaky as a reader you're exploring it. The lack of world building is really felt throughout the entire book. There isn't really a moment where the lack of world building is in the background. It's not that important. So the lack of world building really affects almost every aspect of this book, and it's really sad because I think world building in this book would have made it fantastic and on the level of Cinder, really. But because it's not there, it's very disappointing almost, because you're sort of, as a reader, you're grasping, you're trying to get, understanding of the world, and there is none, and it sucks. Overall, though, I really enjoyed this book despite the lack of world building. It was a fun, adventurous story about a girl losing control over all her decisions and her life, and what she does to regain that control. It was a lot of fun. I would definitely recommend it for fans of Cinder. Definitely check it out if you are interested. I'm sure you'll enjoy it as I did.